Early holiday savings have arrived at Tanger Outlets. Discover the best gifts from your favorite brands, perfect for everyone on your list. And stack your savings with up to 70% off, plus an extra 15 to 25% off only during Tanger Style. Save at Polo Ralph Lauren, Old Navy Outlet, Under Armour, Skechers, J. Crew Factory, and more. Hurry in. These early holiday deals last through November 24th. Tanger Outlets. More savings, more cheer.
In Louisiana, a man is arrested after stalking and killing his estranged wife. In Virginia, a man is arrested after he shoots his wife and then follows the ambulance to finish the job. And it's been 25 years since the Columbine Massacre, and Mike revisits it. These stories and more coming at you today, Thursday, April 25th, on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agavino. Thirsty Thursday. That's a great hoodie, Woody. I haven't seen that hoodie yet.
That's a new one.
Is that a new one?
Yeah.
I
didn't think I was going to get.
That's in the store right now.
I don't know if it's in the store or if Cindy made it for me personally, but we could design anything in the store. So
I like that one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I didn't think I was going to get to wear it again with the weather, but it was a little chilly this morning.
I want to take a picture of that one and send it out.
Right.
It's a great color too.
Right. Well, what else?
It's Thirsty Thursday. What else?
It's Thursday.
O'Hara's ready?
O'Hara's is ready.
It's ready. Ready for me to? I'm crashing. I am crashing.
Hey, more the welcome, more the merrier.
Is there a back room to crash if somebody gets?
We got 3 condos upstairs.
Empty.
Should we put a picture by the front door with security? You see this man?
Yeah.
I'll have it. I'll have a disguise on anyway.
That's funny.
I will have a disguise.
A crime, and let's get to some true crime time for Thirsty Thursday.
Deputies arrested a 49-year-old man this week after he placed a tracking device on his estranged wife's car, showed up at her place of employment unannounced, and later killed her. Deputies with the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office responded to a home where they found 45-year-old Lisa Hernandez covered in blood on the ground between her bed and a dresser. First responders performed life-saving measures on the victim, but they were unsuccessful. Investigators identified the victim's husband, David Hernandez, as the primary suspect in that case. A year after their separation, Hernandez began stalking Lisa and would randomly show up at her place of employment. Hernandez also sent his estranged wife a bouquet of flowers that included lilies, which are known as a death flower, and which she was highly allergic to. The sheriff's office said investigators discovered a tracking device on her vehicle that had been linked to David as well. On the day of Lisa Hernandez's death, David Hernandez staged a burglary, then dumped evidence into Lake Pontchartrain. Investigators managed to eventually recover the specific items he dropped into the water. That blew my mind that they were able to recover that stuff out of Lake Pontchartrain.
Yeah.
Detectives arrested Hernandez and booked him into the Tangipahoa Parish Jail on 1 count of second-degree murder. That's an automatic life sentence. He gets convicted of that. And 1 count of obstruction of justice.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what they can do on the dive teams, which I've been a part of, recovery teams. And when, even though you can't see anything, sometimes in Pontchartrain you can see 12 to 18 inches in certain spots, but most times you can't see a hand in front of your face. But they go down without sight and cordon off grids and search it inch by inch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, another case where emotions, man, these estranged wives and these, current wives, people are beating.
Crazy.
Just
do you know who
crazy.
Was town of Killian down here, which is naturally on the Tickfall, but all the waterways that surround it, in very, very small police department, like one person, full time. And do you know, they have one, or had, I don't know if it's still true, have one of the best dive research recovery teams, and you know who sponsored it?
Who?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Really?
Shaq had a badge for the Killian PD. He is a big diver and was
literally a very big diver.
Yeah, right. Very, very instrumental in setting that all up, and he's bleeds blue.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's I'm shocked that he does scuba. The foot to foot and a half of Pontchartrain, are all these lakes similar?
It all depends on the weather stuff. I used to spearfish in both of them, Lake Maurepas and the Pontchartrain. We dive down on the old stumps that they cut 200 years ago, the big giant cypress. And some of them have holes in them so big you could drive a vehicle through it.
Yeah.
But you dive down and you look for a catfish, and we spearfish them.
Yep.
But it just depends on the water clarity. Sometimes you have to drive different spots to the lake, depending on which way the wind's blowing, et cetera. But they're so shallow.
You don't see the gator coming.
I've swam face to face with a gator before. Generally during May, I wouldn't do it just because that's gator breeding season. And that gator,
they'd be looking to breed with you.
Yeah, gators.
There's a safe time for a gator encounter?
I've never really had a problem with it. I mean, swimming my entire lives. Other than one time I swam face to face, but the water was murky and he couldn't see me, I couldn't see him.
And underwater, it's safer, right? At the surface, it's a much bigger problem, or not?
I have no idea.
That's what swamp people say. I don't know that they know anything.
Well.
Jim, on the story, it is a year later he starts harassing her. That's a little bit strange,
Maybe something triggered him.
Yeah. Realized he couldn't live without her.
She got a new dude or something.
Craziness.
Don't know.
Hey, y'all. Changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore. Ensure my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right?
Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Okay, we're going to go to Colorado. And last Saturday was an important anniversary because it was April 20th of 1999 that two students walked into Colorado's Columbine High School and killed 12 students and one teacher and also left over 20 other people injured. All 13 of the victims were remembered Friday night at a vigil that was held near the Colorado State Capitol. At the vigil, small candles flickered on 13 empty chairs and short biographies of the Columbine students were read one by one. After each, the attendees replied together, quote, "Never forgotten," and then a bell tolled. Dave Sanders was the lone member of Columbine's faculty that was killed that day 25 years ago. Yeah. Sanders is largely remembered for his heroics. He ushered scores and scores of students out of the Columbine High School's cafeteria before he was gunned down. Sanders' daughter, Connie Sanders, said her father changed the world forever by saving hundreds of students. Quote, "The kids that he saved now have children. Those children will have children. So generations from now, people will know they exist because of his bravery." She said this at the ceremony that night, the vigil. Over the years, we've learned, and the media has learned, not to share the names of the shooters in massacres like Columbine. But back in 1999, no one really considered the potential impact of making the shooters famous. And I don't want to say their names, so I'll refer to them as just EH and DK. But EH and DK killed 12 students, one teacher, and wounded 24 others. After killing most of their victims in the school's library, they died by self-inflicted gunshot wounds. At the time, Columbine was the deadliest high school shooting in U.S. history. The ensuing media frenzy and moral panic led to Columbine becoming a byword for school shootings. Both EH and DK left behind journal writings and home videos foreshadowing the massacre and explaining their motives. They hoped their content would be viewed by the public extensively and inspire followers. Thankfully, much of the evidence has never been released by authorities. Horrifically, EH and DK have become pop culture icons, with the pair often portrayed, referenced, and seen in film, television, video games, music, and books. I don't know who would create any of that kind of content and would want to put those people in it. But many killers since the shooting have taken inspiration from the pair. This is known as the Columbine effect, either hailing them as heroes, martyrs, and gods, or expressing sympathy for them. Just 2 days before the anniversary, we learned of the arrest of a Maryland teenager. I won't say his name either, but this kid outlined his plans in a 129-page document that a tipster flagged to authorities who arrested him on Wednesday on a charge of threats of mass violence. This all happened in Montgomery County, Maryland. In the document, the author writes about committing a school shooting and targeting an elementary school because he wants to be famous. In his writings, he allegedly explained that he wanted to attack his former elementary school because, quote, little kids make easier targets, and also, quote, strategized on how to access the easiest classrooms in his former high school. This situation highlights the critical importance of vigilance and community involvement in preventing potential tragedies. That, according to the Montgomery County Police Chief Marcus Jones, despite these mass shooting plans, he wrote that the killer wrote that his real desire was to become a serial killer. He also wrote that he wanted to become a serial killer instead of a mass killer because serial killers are romanticized a lot more. Well, FU to this kid in Maryland, and on the 25th anniversary of the horror of Columbine, FU to EH and DK.
Changed everything.
Sure did.
Changed the way we responded to mass shootings. I remember it vividly.
Well, and that mistake, I mean, making those kids household names,
Fuck him.
that definitely had an impact on the rise of, these same kinds of troubled kids, ideating this kind of stuff.
A horrible tragedy.
Horrible. All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so many I think of when it comes to school shootings. It's just disgusting, awful. Prayers go out to those families that are still suffering, I'm sure.
Forever.
Many.
A club you don't want to be a part of.
That's right. We're going to go to Virginia, and police have recently arrested a Virginia man after he shot and killed his wife at his parents' house in Florida. Officers with the St. Petersburg Police Department.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
ding,
that's
ding.
right, Ellis County.
Responded to a report of a shooting in a home. Police learned that 28-year-old Devin Hansen and his wife, 35-year-old Yasmin, were visiting from out of state when they got in a dispute, and Hansen shoots Yasmin. Hansen and his wife were at his parents' house during that incident. The couple had been married since 2022, but Hansen had been residing in Virginia, and his wife was staying in Michigan with their 1-year-old son. So apparently they already maybe had some issues. Mm-hmm. Yasmin was in Florida for a work-related event, and her husband joined her. Emergency personnel arrived at that home, but Hansen had already fled the scene in a black Cadillac CTS. Officials transported Yasmin via ambulance to the hospital, and get this, an officer rides along with her. He's, I guess wanting to get information. While in transit, that officer notices the black Cadillac chasing the ambulance on the interstate. Nearby police officers attempt to stop the vehicle, and a pursuit ensues. The Cadillac eventually crashed into big landscaping rocks. Yasmin, sadly, was pronounced deceased at the hospital. Police took Hansen into custody on charges of first-degree murder, fleeing and eluding, and domestic battery, and he remains in the Pinellas County Jail. Chased the ambulance to finish the job.
First time for everything. First time I ever heard that.
Yeah. Usually you're trying to run and get out of there and get away. This guy did not care.
That's going to probably help his insanity plea, isn't it?
Possibly.
Crazy. Chasing the ambulance.
I would say that separation was a good decision. They should have stuck to their guns on that.
Yeah.
God, Pinellas, what's going on? A lot of stuff.
No lack of content in Pinellas, ever.
We do more Pinellas stories than Louisiana stories.
Yeah.
Seems like, anyway. Probably close to it.
They might be more wild than Louisiana and Pinellas.
So, we'll have to get out of
I don't
there.
know.
They should get the old folks going again on the car races. Those are better ways to occupy their time than these horrible crimes. Where are we going now?
It's your turn.
I think we're going to cross the pond. We're going to cross the pond in a little while. A couple who had been together for over 40 years have now been accused of plotting the murder of the man's previous wife. Alan Morgan, who's now 73 years old, and Margaret Morgan, who's now 75 years old, are on trial in England accused of arranging the brutal murder of Carol Morgan, who was killed in 1981 when she was 36 years old, and she at the time was the wife of Alan Morgan. Alan and Margaret, who have since married, have pleaded innocent. The couple from the city of Brighton in England have been accused of hiring a hitman to carry out Carol's murder 42 years ago. Carol Morgan was murdered in her shop, which was called Morgan's Store in Bedfordshire. During the trial, which started earlier this month, on April 18th, prosecutor Pavlos Panayi said, quote, "The murder of Carol Morgan was not a random attack. It was planned and paid for by the two defendants. She was killed on the evening of August 13, 1981, in a brutal attack by someone who has never been identified." He continued, "That someone used an axe or a heavy knife or a machete to hack into her body and skull, causing horrifying injuries from which she died." Allen is believed to have been a year into an affair with Margaret at the time of his wife's murder. Panayi told the court that divorce wasn't an option for the couple due to their deep financial problems. Panayi stated the prosecution says these two individuals were involved in a passionate but forbidden and adulterous love affair, which was the background to a plan which they both hatched together in secret to arrange and pay for the murder of Allen's wife, Carol Morgan. Shortly after Carol's murder, Margaret left her then husband and moved in with Allen, and they've been together ever since. According to the BBC, on the day of Carol's murder, Allen took Carol's two children from a previous marriage to the movie theater, and they didn't return until almost 11 p.m. So Margaret was alone at the shop after closing time, and they lived there, so she stayed afterward. The prosecutor claimed Allen didn't have a strong relationship with his stepchildren and had never taken them to the movies before. So this was a plan to get them away so that she would be left alone in the shop. Per the BBC, Carol closed the shop at 6. After she closed, an attacker or attackers entered the premises and struck. At the time, Allen stated that almost $500 in cash had been taken from the shop, along with around $44 from the cash register and 1,400 cigarettes. I guess they sold cigarettes in that shop. Police found no sign of any forced entry, and Allen said that he had played no part in the murder. The prosecution said the motivation for the crime was never just cigarettes or cash. This was a planned murder. The couple was finally charged after nearly 40 years because a witness came forward. Jane Bunting, who's now 60 but was 17 at the time of the murder, came forward in March of 2021 after police reopened the case. At the time of the murder, Bunting was dating a well-known criminal named Danny Mayhew. Margaret and Allen allegedly asked Bunting if she knew anyone who could, quote, help them murder Carol. Presumably, they were referring to Mayhew, the boyfriend. According to the prosecution, Bunting was shocked and appalled, and she left the pub that they had the discussion in. The prosecution believes Bunting's account provides additional support for their case. The defendants together wanted Carol Morgan dead and had begun a plan for the recruitment of a man to kill her. We do not know who they eventually found to commit the murder, and that man may never be brought to justice, prosecutor said. But as we record this episode, we await the judge's decision in this case. So, Woody, you've had a lot of cold cases break with witnesses coming forward years after the crime, right? I mean, This is oftentimes the way a cold case gets solved.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only way it gets solved, unless the DNA comes into play now. But the got to have it. Somebody knows something. And, I wonder what that woman's thinking when I'm going to kill his wife and just magically hope that one day he doesn't want to kill me.
Right.
Crazy.
Those Brits. Those nutty Brits.
Well, we're going to go back on this side of the pond, and we're actually going to go with an American favorite here, which is Denny's. Very popular here in the States. And police and paramedics showed up at a Denny's restaurant after several staff members were pepper sprayed. And the cook's ex-girlfriend, who is his young daughter's mother, ended up facing criminal charges. That suspect, later identified as Lakeisha Harris, drove off before officers arrived at that Denny's in Florida. She was trying to call the father while he was at work, but he was busy with several orders. He couldn't answer the phone.
He had some Grand Slam breakfast to get out there. Come on.
So she then shows up. The manager told the father that Harris was causing a commotion in the restaurant. The father left the kitchen to meet with Harris at the server station, and she yells at him about their daughter, who is 3 years old. Harris attempted to pepper spray the father, and with his quick reflexes, he turned around and got sprayed on the back and neck area. Other employees got sprayed as well. And worse, the manager confirmed Harris had been there before, causing trouble by yelling at other servers and the father. This time, she yelled at the servers and pepper sprayed the other employees in an attempt to get the father. The manager got pepper sprayed in the right eye, but he did not require medical assistance and did not want to press charges. He just wanted her to never return again. A 68-year-old waitress who got sprayed directly in her eyes was hurt and did want to press charges. She told police she got it in both eyes, which caused her a lot of pain. The waitress could not provide a sworn written statement at the time due to the effects of the spray. And after she was treated, a family member drove her home. Police added there were traces of spray located on the refrigerator at the service station where Harris deployed the sprayer. Officers finished at the restaurant and went to Harris's home, making contact with Harris and asking what occurred at the Denny's restaurant earlier that evening. Harris stated she went to Denny's to talk with the father, and that was it. Nothing else happened.
And
That's what she said. That's when she was arrested, and the father arrived shortly after to pick up the daughter. Harris, who is 34, was charged with battery and battery on a person 65 or older.
Wow.
It's just a discussion, just a normal discussion.
You just never know what you'll see at Denny's.
Yeah. I think I've been to one in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a Waffle House guy.
No, I've only been to like 3 or 4 Waffle Houses.
IHOP.
I've only been to like one IHOP.
Local diners.
I don't really have any.
Starbucks.
But then I went to Denny's like on a ski trip or something. We were driving in the Colorado. I remember eating there.
I used to go there after Texas Club because it was on the way home. Yeah. And at
people would always
2:30 in the
go
morning.
It'd be packed. Yeah.
That buffet was good.
Really? They had a buffet?
Oh, yeah, they had a buffet.
The fuck up a buffet back in the day.
Yeah.
Man, the best when you're on the interstate driving for hours, place to stop like that is Cracker Barrel. I mean,
Well, I've only gone there. I used to take one of the old timers I worked with, state police. He had all the other old timers that he hired out of retirement to work for him in the background investigation unit. I mean, we shared an office. But anyway, we would go up to Alexandria and we'd eat the Cracker Barrel. Mm-hmm. That's where, investigators come in from all over the state.
They do that.
Central location.
Country ham and egg breakfast.
Not really know that.
I don't like the country ham. Mm.
No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just don't. I never had it.
Unless
Okay.
you make it. You kill the hog and make the
That's a
country.
whole different story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, you should check that out. I dated a girl in high school whose family was the Gwaltney family down in Virginia who did I think Smithfield bought their company years later, but it's the heavily salted
Cured ham.
cured hams.
Yeah.
They're great. Nashville. Let's go to Nashville.
Broad Street.
On April 18th, Shanika Cowart was arrested by the Nashville Metro PD for allegedly threatening a colleague at the Academy of McCrory Lane. This is a school. Cowart, 29, was taken into custody by the Rapid School Safety Team at this preschool, and witnesses told police that she made threats against another teacher and the school after an argument. She also threatened to, quote, retrieve a firearm, authorities said. Cowart was charged with assault, threat of mass violence at a school, and 2 counts of carrying a weapon onto school property. Police recovered a handgun from her purse and a secure firearm that they found in the driver's side of her car. Cowart was allegedly heard making threats, including, quote, when I start shooting, you better run, a teacher told police. She also claimed to have a gun, quote, on her and threatened to, quote, shoot up the daycare. According to a police report, Cowart denied the claims and denied having had a gun on her. Cowart's being held by Nashville Metro in lieu of a $37,000 bond. Her arrest came a week after lawmakers in the state advanced a proposal that would allow some teachers to carry handguns in public schools. The bill is in reaction to last year's deadly school shooting in Nashville. The Tennessee State Senate voted 26-5 to pass Senate Bill 1325, which allows a teacher or faculty member that meets certain requirements to possess and carry carry a handgun or firearm on school grounds. In order to carry a handgun, they must have a handgun carry permit. They must have written authorization from both the school's principal and local law enforcement, and they must undergo 40 hours of handgun training. The worker must also not be prohibited from purchasing, possessing, and carrying a handgun under the laws of the state of Tennessee or federal law as determined by background check. So I feel pretty confident saying I highly doubt that Cowart would have passed any of those requirements. She's carrying a gun around her daycare. She's got a gun in the car. She's threatening other people in the daycare. I don't know.
That's why they have the laws. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Well, and I do think, especially given all of those precautionary measures, the hurdles that teachers will have to climb through, that teachers like Sanders at Columbine are going to go through the necessary steps to be able to carry a gun to save kids in the event of something crazy happening at school.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's a good thing.
yeah. But I'm not against it.
No.
I mean, I believe if everybody knew that.
I think if they're trained and
if everybody's
all of that.
and the bad guys know that, and then students or whoever wants to do it, certainly you never know how many it's going to deter. Because that's the reason when they hit schools and churches and shit, because it's easy targets.
Right. And they have some kind of reasonable expectation of what response time is going to be, and it could be immediate in the case of that new law.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
All right, we're going to go, we're going to go to Woody because I think we got a little kinkiness
for Thursday
to work in here today.
Yeah, kinky crimes for
Uber? Got an Uber
Thursday.
driver?
I don't.
No Uber
but
driver.
I do have a Louisiana story. In
A
Monroe.
lot of kinkiness in Louisiana.
Right. And this, well, a lot of times we don't, I shouldn't say this. Y'all already know it, though. Anything north of Alexandria, we don't consider South Louisiana.
Right.
But anyway, we'll leave it at that. But the Monroe in the far northeastern part of the state, there's a lady, she's feeling a little amorous, frisky, and not really a problem until she forced her way into a male neighbor's home.
Oh.
Well, when she did that, she wanted to have a threesome with him and his girlfriend.
Hey.
After she forced her way.
And he called the cops?
So, basically, he called the cops. And the complaint at the apartment complex in Monroe, the patrolman was told by the man that upon answering a knock at the door, an unknown neighbor forced her way into the residence.
Oh, they didn't even know her.
They didn't even
Right,
know her, yeah.
right. So the woman, the victim said, began trying to have sexual activities with him and his girlfriend.
Immediately, like before introducing
Right there,
herself.
that's it. Hey, let's get
go.
it on. Let's
Okay.
roll.
I'm in heat.
I want all three of us, right? I'm in heat. Yeah, that's it.
I thought I was quick on the foreplay front. She breaks any
Yeah,
record there.
she had the all-time record probably. But it was a late night incursion, and it didn't result in a three-way like she wanted, right? But she did end up in handcuffs, and the police searched the area. They located her at a nearby Circle K, and she was identified as Shadona Rashanet Hurd, 31 years old. And, of course, the male victim picked her out and all that. She was arrested and charged with a shitload of charges, and including resisting an officer.
And
All the
soliciting a threesome.
sex
Is
and
that
everything
a,
else.
Might
Yeah.
have been some drugs involved.
I'm going to bust in the door and let's get it on. Marvin Gaye.
He must have been one sexy.
happens at my house all the
He
time.
must have been one sexy dude, though. I mean,
Maybe so.
don't know her, never said hi to her, and she's busting your door down to get at you.
Maybe she was trying to get after the girlfriend.
Yeah, she might have been trying to get the girlfriend. That's a very good point.
Had a share. There's your kinky crimes for
Sharon is Karen.
Thursday. Monroe.
Monroe. Wild Monroe.
Wow, Monroe.
Is it wild up in Monroe? I didn't know there was a north versus south thing in Louisiana. There's kind of a north versus south.
Well, I mean, it's still Louisiana. We love our peeps. But
That's right.
This more country.
Where's the Mason-Dixon line of Louisiana?
Around Alexandria.
Mile High.
We're back in the air.
And we're going to Memphis. And
Memphis,
authorities in Tennessee say a woman is facing a felony charge after a large amount of marijuana was found in her luggage.
There you go.
And when I tell you a large amount,
How much?
well, police at the Memphis airport say Kiera Carter, who was 21, was found carrying nearly 60 pounds of marijuana.
Fucking full
In her-
rucksack in the army.
That's an oversized bag.
Yeah,
you can't even carry on
That's
that
why
much.
you got to pay that.
You had to be able to smell that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 60 pounds in her luggage while traveling this past Sunday. According to airport police, Carter gave them consent to search her bags after it appeared one had busted open in the luggage cart. So she's got weed pouring out of her bag on the luggage cart. Officers said this led them to discover actually 56.5 pounds of marijuana. Carter has been charged, obviously, with marijuana possession with intent to sell, a felony offense. Yeah, she couldn't say that was personal use
usage,
only.
For the rest
I
of
smoked some pretty big blunts, me and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. 3 generations of my family personal use.
Right. So,
There you go.
I bet there were like a line of like 50 canines that were all racing toward that airport that picked up that scent.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how you wouldn't have smelled that, the whole time. Man.
No, I
She
mean
walks in the
that's
airport.
had to be the only thing in that suitcase.
Like $200,000 worth of weed at wholesale prices.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't know what pot costs anymore.
Cheap.
Well, today we've got sort of a combination of a dummy and a raise 'em up wrong segment. We're going to go to Michigan, where according to officials, a Michigan grandmother allegedly helped her granddaughter beat up a fellow student at an elementary school. Mount Morris Township Police said the grandmother and her granddaughter were dropped off at McMonagle Elementary School on Thursday for a behavioral meeting. Upon entering the school, the grandmother and the granddaughter allegedly spotted another girl that the granddaughter had not been getting along with. So grandma did what any grandma would do. She, along with her granddaughter, followed that girl into the bathroom. Once inside the bathroom, grandma is accused of holding the girl down, hands behind her back, while her granddaughter pummeled her.
Okay. Right.
I guess that happens. McMonagle Elementary spokesperson Jamal Bransford said in a statement to WNEM TV that no other children were injured after the incident and that the administration is investigating how the grandmother managed to bypass their security protocols and gain unauthorized access to school premises. On Thursday, April 18th, an unfortunate incident transpired at McMonagle Elementary involving a grandparent of a student who managed to circumvent security protocols and gain unauthorized access to the school premises. The Mount Morris Township Police Department immediately investigated the incident. It is crucial to emphasize that no other children in the school were involved or harmed during the incident. The safety and security of our students are our topmost concern. Grandma was taken into police custody. Okay, so grandma going with granddaughter to rough up somebody in the bathroom.
Yeah, messing my granddaughter. Dumbass.
Yeah, grandma.
It's a badass
Grandma had
but
enough.
dumb grandma.
All right. Woody Everton, any final thoughts?
Oh, all the usuals. Love and appreciate y'all. And if O'Hara's is going down tomorrow night, you will have seen it all over social media and everything. And I will be there Friday, Saturday night. If it's not going to go, I'll let you know.
Yep.
Did you put the dunking tank in there? Is the dunking tank in there?
No.
Okay.
No. Got some amusements in there. Pool tables, basketball hoop,
Dancing girls.
What else?
multiple
No dancing
jukeboxes,
girls.
Okay. I was going to say I'll
plenty of beer.
take a run in the dunk tank, but I'll play a little one-on-one with some.
We
listeners.
set you up
That'll
in the. I'm sure we can improvise and put one in.
I'm sure we can find a way to
men's urinal.
torture you, Mike, if you're open to that. Look forward to that. Hey, folks, we're all at some point going to be 6 feet under, or our pets are going to no longer be with us. When that time comes, don't forget about our friends up in Broussard under that big American flag, Roy, Kristen, and Kristen. And don't forget that they got a boat now.
Yep, they are the shit, the real deal, and such legit people.
Awesome
right?
people.
And that's why their business is so well known, is because of the customer service and the products, everything, the services they provide is just stupid. You would never believe it unless you got to see it. And if you're going to be a customer of theirs.
Well, and now that
may not
the
get to
SS
see it.
Aglet is sailing, that's another option for everyone. Remember, LA Pet Crematory.
Roy, if you name it the SS Aglet, we're giving the U.S. Navy permission to have torpedo practice on it. Name it anything but that.
That's right.
That hurts.
Anyway, we
that
love
hurts,
them.
Woody.
We love them underneath the great American flag in Broussard. And you know what the tagline is, boys.
Rest easy. All right.
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Mike?
Enjoy your Thirsty Thursday. Meet us over at Woody's Place, O'Hara's. What's the address again, Woody?
132 to 136 3rd Street. It's pretty big.
3rd Street.
Downtown Baton Rouge. The police station is right on the corner, directly across, right next door to the Landmark Hotel.
Yep. All right. Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Everton.
And I'm Mike Agavino.
Your host of Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Aglets.